And hello again, everybody. All right, first, comments about class. The first homework is due tonight. That's on xyz.com. And I want you to keep up with your homework, but if you need more time, you can write a message to me using XYZ homework, or you can write an email asking for an extension. And a note about the homework, once you have points, those points are recorded. So you don't have to submit your problem. You just need to, credit for the question, and then it's going to the gradebook once you get points. Okay. I'm going to try using live transcripts. It doesn't always hear me correctly, but it's sort of helpful. Last week was quiz number 1, the assessment. And I'm going to post quiz number 2 today. It will be due next week. Okay. Yep, I got that message about the homework. I'll write that down and let me share with everyone info about homework. And if you still take quiz 1, I will grade it. It just was it's just sooner is better. It helps me to know what we need to cover in class. Okay. And if you need help, I can help you, but also there's instructions in the syllabus, which is posted to Canvas. But I'm looking here, and here's the link. Let's just share with the code. So you register, and then to get my class, you here. And then I need a note. Any other questions about class? Yes, that's my next comment too. Oh, I'm so sorry. Ugh, okay. Your second homework is due on that same date at 11:59 p.m. on xyz.com, xyzhomework.com. And it may be available today. If not, it'll be up tomorrow at 6 in the morning. I think that's it. So I want to do a couple of examples for the review to finish covering adding and subtracting fractions. And then I have notes for your second homework. I'm going to do 3/8 plus 3/10. And I talked about the LCD, so on the side. We'll find all of the factors in the LCD. So you start to factor each denominator. And find the most of each factor. So the most you have of 2 is over here. 3. And 1 factor of 5. Okay. Multiply the numerator and denominator by missing factors from the LCD. So 8 had all of those factors of 2, but you're missing 5. And from 10, there's this 5 and 2 as a factor, but you need to multiply by this part, 4. So I have my common denominator. So add the numerators over the LCD. Then you want to check that your answer is simplified. So I'm going to factor the numerator and denominator and look for common factors. There are no common factors, so this is fully reduced. This time it's 2/3, subtract 1/5, and add 1/6. On the side, find the LCD. This is factored, this is factored. Here you can factor into 2 times 3. So there's a factor of 3. There's 1 3 from any of those denominators. And there's 1 2. And there's 1 5. So go over and apply the numerator and denominator of each term by missing LCD factors. We've got 3, but we're missing 2 times 5. Here, there's that factor of 5, but you need to multiply with 6. And 1/6 had 2 and 3, but you need to multiply by 5 over 5. (20/30) minus 6/30. Over 30. There's 20 minus 6 plus 5. Okay, last one, and then something new. (1 over 10) plus 2 over 3. Minus 1 over 6. You factor each denominator. Find the most of each factor and then multiply all of that together. So for the factor 2, there's just 1. There's a single factor of 5. And here's 1 3, here's 1 3. Got 30 again. So 1 over 10, we will multiply by 2 and 5. 3. That factor of 3 is taken care of in the middle term, so we multiply by 10 over 10. And here we have 2 and 3, so you need to multiply by 5 over 5. Okay, so that LCD was 30, and we have 3 over 30 at 20 over 5 out of 30. Put everything over the LCD, and I have 18 out of 30. And no, those are both even numbers, so they have a common factor of 2. So we've talked about 2 over 2. It reduces to 1. And there's 9 over 15, which will also simplify. Right, 3 times 3 times 5 happens again. Got 3/5. Okay. That's the end of review. But if you ever have any questions, like, please feel free to visit in office hour. We can work through homework together, or any any problems that you want to talk about. Okay, the first part is to define a solution. It's a number that when it takes the place of the variable, it makes the equation a true statement. And if there's there's a number that you put in place of the variable that makes the equation false, then it's not a solution. So try something like, is x equal to 3 a solution? solution 2 plus x equal to 5. Okay, so we're going to put 3 in place of the variable and see if it makes the statement true. Okay, x equals 3, then you have 2 plus 3 equal to 5. I'm going to be saying this a lot, but there's nothing to solve, so be sure that you don't move any of these numbers around. Just add this side, copy that side, and you have 5, 2, 5. I mean, it's just a quicker way to get to a true statement. So that's true, which means that this is a solution. Is x equal to 0 a solution to x minus 1 equal to 4? So we're testing x equal to 0. That's my variable. Into this equation, what we have. We have negative 1 equal to 4, which is false. And that means that this is not a solution. Is x equal to 3 halves a solution to 4 plus x equal to 3x plus 1? So we're putting in 3 halves for x right here and right here. Then you would have 4 plus 3 halves equal to 3 times 3, 2. So I'm going to simplify this side, leave the equal sign where it is, simplify that side, and then looking for a true or false statement. LCD on this side is 2. So this needs to be multiplied by 2 over 2. And put 3 over 1. Then I'll have 3 times 3 over 1 times 2. So we're at 8 over 2 plus 3 over 2. Equal to 9 over 2. And we can rewrite 1 as 2 over 2. Over 2 on this side. 9, 10, 11 over 2 on that side. So 11 over 2 equal to 11 over 2 is true. So 3/2 is a solution. One more example like this we have, where we're going to check if x equal to 1/2 is a solution. Okay, 2 times x plus 4 equal to 6. So check or test x equal to 1/2. 2 times 1/2 plus 4 equals 6. I'm going to work inside of the parentheses. You could distribute 2, but instead I'm going to get a common denominator of 2. So 9/2 times 2. To 6. We put 2 over 1, and that 2 over 2 reduces to 1, and what's left is 9. And then that's on that side, 9, and on the other side equals 6. All right. Oh, where did I get? Stick it out. Oh, I used 2 over 2 as, oh, it's like the scratch work we did earlier. So it's number 1, but written as 2 over 2. So 4 times 1 is still 4. But I created this number so that I can get the common denominator. So I'm going to do it like scratch work, like we had earlier. Okay, so here I have 1/2 plus 4, and to get started, I write this as 1/2 plus 4 over 1. And now you check your denominators for the LCD, which is going to be 2. So this already has that factor of 2. This one's missing the factor of 2. So that's where you multiply the numerator and denominator by that missing LCD factor. So it's like part of the review that we did earlier. And then, and you don't have to use the least common denominator. Any common denominator is okay. So I think that's it. We found out that that's not a solution. So for solving an equation, I have steps. So if you see parentheses, you want to distribute and expand the problem. Okay, and then combine like terms. So the goal is to solve an equation for that one variable. So you want to get the variable on one side of the equation and everything else on the other side. So start by using addition or subtraction to get the variable to one side of the equation. Okay. Then use addition, we did that part, addition and subtraction. And by the way, if you have one side equal to another side, and then you add a number to, let's say, the left, you have to add the same number to the right, so that way they still are equal. And same for subtracting. Subtract the same value from both sides of your equation so that the values are still equal to each other. And if you do this next step where you multiply or divide to isolate the variable, do it to both sides of your equation. Apologize. Okay, so at that point, once you have the variable isolated, you have solved for that variable. And if you have time, it's good to check your answer. Okay. So we're going to solve -4 times x minus 1 equal to 3 minus 2x. Your variable is x, and you want to get x to one side of the equation and have everything else on the other side. So we're going to start with the first step and distribute 4. That's -4. So -4 times x, -4 times -1. Let's just do this. -4x. Negative times negative is going to be positive. So there are different ways to go about solving the problem. One way would be to add 4x. If I add it to this side, I need to add it to that side so that everything is still equal. This is the 0x for 0 plus 4 equal to 3 plus 2x. And then we can keep x on this side. Let's subtract 3 from both sides of the equation. So this side is now negative, a positive 1 equal to 2x. Again, you're trying to get x by itself. That's how you solve for x. So divide both sides by 2. Put 1/2 on this side. 2/2 is going to reduce to 1, and it leaves x times 1, which is x. And I went ahead and said this is the solution, but I should check by putting in x equal to 1/2. So we're going to test that. So back to the beginning of the problem. It would be -4 times 1/2 minus 1 equal to 3 minus 2. But we're putting in. So what I want to do is work on this side and then come over to the other side of the equal sign, simplify that part, and look for true or false statements. On this side, -4 times -1/2. On the other side, you have 3 minus 1. It helps, you could put 2 over 1, and then that 2 over that 2 reduces to 1. Right, so this is going to be positive 2 equal to 2. It's true. Okay, so x equals 1/2 is a solution. And it turns out it's the only solution. Okay, so I'm going to go on the side and do a little bit of explanation for why I put this down. It's just kind of a fun fact. And then we'll come back and keep working on examples like we just did. So let's see. The highest power of the variable tells you how many possible solutions there are. Okay, so the one we just did, the highest power on x was 1. So there was one solution. Or we'll have a new example. Let's do x plus 1 equals 7. The highest power is on your variable, and it's a power of 1. So when there's no power written, which we'll get to soon, we're going to cover exponents in class, just not today. So there's a 1 here, which means you could have one solution. Later in the semester, we're going to work on problems that have degree 2, where the power on x is 2. And this could have 2 solutions. And it's just like that for any power of your variable. If you had a power 5, it's possible to have 5 solutions. Okay, but we're only going to look for solutions to equations and like solutions to, these are called quadratic equations. And that's it. Back to something like this. By the way, you don't have to be taking notes, but I do suggest it. I feel like it helps to remember if you write things down, but that's just my preference. Okay, we will solve 5x equal to 1/2 times 12x minus 14. We will distribute 1/2. First. And I like to use an arrow to say then. So for the next line, x is equal to 1/2 times 12x is 6x. 1/2 times negative 14 is going to be negative 7. So to get the x values together by subtracting 6x from both sides. Of the equation, negative x equal to 0x minus 7, 0 minus 7. So you can take care of this negative sign by multiplying both sides by -1, or you could divide both sides by -1. Either way would get this to a positive x equal to positive 7. Let's go ahead and check it before making a final decision. Back to the beginning where we had 5 times the 7 equal to 1/2. 12 times 7 minus 14. So this is just to be sure that no mistakes happened. I'm confident about my solution, but I want to practice testing those solutions. this side is 35. On this side, I will still distribute 1/2. 1/2 times 12 is 6. 1/2 times -14. Okay, so 35 equals to 42 minus 7. So 35 equal to 35. It is true. So this is a solution. So we're going to solve for x. Four and then minus 3 minus x equal to 7x plus 3 minus 9x. First thing to do is distribute. Whenever you see parentheses, we're going to distribute that negative sign, whatever number needs to be distributed. 4 minus 3 plus x equal to. And then on the other side, I will go ahead and combine some like terms. So with that 7x and a negative 9x, I can write 3 minus 2x. Here is 1 plus x equal to 3 minus 2x. So we want to get those x values together. We want to get those numbers together. Let's start with adding 2x to both sides of your equation. One plus 3x equal to 3. And let's have that x value stay on this side and then subtract 1 from both sides. Let's do it like this. So I have 3x equal to 2. And then you're solving for x. So divide both sides by 3. So I have x equal to 2/3, and I should check this in the original equation, but I'm going to go ahead and let you know that I did check it earlier today, and it is a solution. So I'm going to introduce one more idea, and then we'll come back and continue working on this Thursday. So this is how to clear fractions. And the next time we'll talk about how to clear decimals. So you multiply both sides of your equation by the LCD. So you do need to do scratch work and find the LCD, but then you have no fractions to work with, which is nice. We will take the variable m divided by 4 minus 1/2 equal to 5. The LCD. So you look at every denominator, even this one, which is a denominator of 1, and then form the LCD. This has 2 factors of 2. This is just 1 factor of 2. It's 2 2's. Okay, multiply both sides of the equation by 4. This side, we're going to distribute 4. 4 times m over 4 is m. 4 times negative 1/2 is negative 2. And equal to 20. So from here to here, I got rid of all of the fractions, and now all I need to do is add 2 to both sides to solve for m. So let's see where we are. I think I'm going to do 2 more examples and then we'll end class. So for the next one, I'm going to solve for x. 2/3 x minus 1/2 equal to 5x over 6 plus 1/3. So we're looking at every denominator, all 4 of them, and then checking out the factors. 3, 2. This also has a 3 and a 2 and 3. So for each denominator, the most I have for the factor 3 is just one of them. And then going through and looking for the factor of 2, there's just one from any of those denominators. We'll multiply both sides by 6. And then that 6 distributes here and here, also there and there. So let's do a question. Oh yeah, it's cool. Sorry if I know that the internet connection is not super stable, even for me, but we've been recording this whole time, so the meeting will be posted later today. Okay, let's keep on going. This 12 divided by 3 will give you 4x. 6 divided by 2 is 3. And don't forget your negative sign. On this side, that 6 over 6 will cancel, and you have 5x left over. 6 over 3 is 2. So when you multiply both sides by the LCD, all of the fractions are gone. Let's subtract 4x. Negative 3 equal to x plus 2. To isolate x, subtract 2 from both sides. Negative 5 is equal to x. You should check your answer, but I think we're just going to call it good for now. Oof. And I'm going to save more examples for next time. So this is going to be the end of class, but I'll stick around for 5 minutes if you have any questions. I know there's a few people with questions.